am Stacy Jed and have the honor of serving as board president of Foodwise. Thank you for being here tonight as we break bread together and celebrate a community that makes good food possible. I volunteer my time with Foodwise because its mission is woven into my own story. I'm a fourth-generation San Franciscan. My grandfather, thank you. Are there other generations? My grandfather was a dairy farmer here in Half Moon Bay, and my grandmother's family ran restaurants here in San Francisco for more than 50 years. I myself and my husband spent a decade owning and operating our own restaurant here in San Francisco, and have recently moved into hospitality consulting, where we help others thrive in this illustrious business. So you can say that food in all of its forms, whether it's on the field or on your table, has been the central part of my life. Through every chapter of that journey, the farmers market has been our compass. It connects us to the people and the land that feeds this city, and reminds us that what we eat is never just nourishment. It is culture, it's livelihood, and it's care made edible. I believe that when we know where our food comes from and who grows it, we act in a more grateful, curious, and responsible way. That's why Foodwise matters so deeply. Through its farmers markets, educational programs, and food access initiatives, Foodwise builds bridges that connects farmers and urban eaters, between classrooms and kitchens, and between the city and the soil that sustains it. It is the living example of what a community looks like when everyone has a seat at the table. And speaking of tables, our farmers are truly at the heart of everything that we do. Tonight, we are honored to have several of these farmers and ranchers with us here. I'd like to ask them to, if they don't mind, stand as I read their names, and if we can please hold our applause until we're finished. Blossom Bluff Orchards, Far West Fungi, K&J Orchards, Lonely Farm, Mountain Farm, McGinnis Ranch, and Stemple Creek Ranch. All right, everyone, please give them a warm welcome. Thank you to our ranchers and farmers for your commitment, your resilience, and for nourishing this community through your hands and through your heart. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce and welcome to the stage one of our farmers, Bryce Loewen of Blossom Bluff Orchards, who his family has been with us for the last 32 years. Please welcome Bryce Loewen.
Moving to the country, I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches. I'm moving to the country, I'm gonna eat me a lot of peaches. I'm moving to
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bryce Loewen, and I'm a fourth-generation farmer. Thank you. I'm here before you because of the vision of my parents, Ted and Fran, and their parents and grandparents before them. Together with my sister Renata, we grow very good fruit at our family farm, Blossom Bluff Orchards. Our farm in Fresno County is relatively small by big ag standards. It's only 78 acres, but we grow over 150 varieties of fruit. Our growing practices are organic and regenerative, which is important to us for a lot of reasons. Thank you. Topping that list is the fact that we all live on the farm and we want a clean, natural environment. I'm sure you can relate. I grew up on the farm, but it wasn't always my plan to become a farmer. When I was a kid in the 80s and early 90s, farm life could be kind of lonely. My grandparents lived down the road in their house by the packing shed. So there was family around, but no kids my age in the near vicinity. Back then, my mom was a teacher and my dad was a lawyer. So I thought of it as Grandpa's farm, not our farm. When Renata and I got to be old enough, we were given the opportunity to earn some money helping out at Grandpa Herb's packing shed. I remember spending 8 to 10 hours slowly pouring buckets of plums into the sizer. It was mind-numbing work, and the highlight of the day would come when I finished off a trailer, because that meant I got to get on the tractor at age 13, drive it forward about 30 feet, and then move the next trailer into position to repeat the process. Summer in the Central Valley meant 3-digit temperatures. It was boring, sweaty work, and the only real satisfaction it provided was the paycheck at the end of the week. In 1989, my dad pulled a Green Acres, which is a reference you younger folks might not get, but it's worth a Google. He had decided he was done with practicing law and wanted to take a shot at farming. It took us all by surprise, especially my grandfather, who had pretty much resigned himself to selling the farm once he was ready to hang up his boots. It ushered in a new era on the farm because my dad decided to make some radical changes. Over the next few years, our farming practices became more environmentally conscious and cleaner. Our orchards diversified from 20 varieties of stone fruit into a mishmash of obsolete but delicious heirloom varieties like Alberta peaches and elephant heart plums, growing alongside newfangled hybrid fruits called pluots. And then another big change happened. In the early 90s, we started selling fruit directly to customers at farmers markets, first in Fresno and then branching out into the greater Bay Area. While scouting out new markets in the summer of '93, my folks came across a brand new farmers market set up in front of a decrepit, boarded up ferry building. Just look at this building now. Pretty amazing. We landed a spot at the Ferry Plaza Farmers Market the following summer, and that's really where my journey started to change course. All of a sudden, farming had more to offer than feeling lonely, stacking boxes, and sweating a lot. It became an opportunity to connect with a larger community that appreciates the remarkable bounty and quality of local food that we have access to here. It was gratifying to contribute to this unique system, and it changed how I envisioned my future on the farm. You all are a part of that community. You're here tonight because you care about healthy food, healthy farms, and the health of our planet. The fruit that we bring to the farmers market is better than what you find at your average grocery store for a reason. Since it doesn't need to survive weeks of cold storage or a cross-country trip in a reefer truck, we are able to let it ripen longer on the tree to reach peak flavor. Not only are we reducing our carbon footprint, you get the benefit of a superior quality of fruit. At the farmers market, we have an opportunity to connect farmer to consumer. When I can talk to you and share a bit about the hard work and care that goes into that juicy Alberta peach, I feel the appreciation reflected back at me. That kind of connection is lacking in the modern food web, and it is both valuable and mutually beneficial. I'll be honest, farming is a challenge, even in the best of times. There's a reason not many young people want to go into farming and why many small farms are disappearing. Some of our greatest challenges are not just growing high-quality fruit, but variables like climate change, water insecurity, and a political environment that is unkind to many of the talented people that provide the labor required for organic production. In addition, recent cuts to certain federal programs not only hurt children by taking away a vital resource that provides fresh fruits and vegetables, but also the farms that supply those programs. In spite of these challenges, I have chosen to commit myself to the farm because at the end of the day, I find satisfaction in what we do. I sleep easy knowing that our regenerative practices are paving the way for the next generation, my sons, Archer and Jackson. My parents never pressured me into taking over the farm, and I have no intention of pressuring them. But I am planting seeds. My oldest, Archer, is 9. This summer, he started helping me sell fruit in Fresno, and he's a natural. Chatting up customers, making change, and trading fruit with the other vendors like a seasoned pro. His 6-year-old brother, Jackson, plans to fix up all of our old tractors just as soon as I let him use power tools. I hope that they find the same value that I have found in farming, and I would love for them to continue in my footsteps if they choose it. Our farm would not exist without nearly a century of sweat, stewardship, and dedication by my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my mom and dad, and now Renata and me. Thank you for your part in helping farms like ours thrive, so that my sons will have the opportunity to continue the hard but honorable work of growing very good fruit for you and for the generations that follow.